everyone, welcome to Hedgehog Hollow. Today's hit or miss is all about the new foil quill tool. So I talked about the foil quill before when we had all of the kits that fit in your Cricut, Silhouette, Scan and Cut or your eCuts machine, and we went through like the different nibs, we went through the different tips, we talked about the USBs, and you can check all of that out on the channel. In fact, I'll try to link that playlist in the top right. If not, you can just search foil quill on the channel and those videos will all come up for you. But here I bought myself a couple of new things. I say I bought these for myself, so it's completely my honest opinions. As always, even if I'm given something, I'll always tell you what I really think of it. So I don't want you investing something and then thinking, didn't really want that in my craft room. So I bought the new magnetic mat from Foil Quill that comes with these strip magnets, so you don't need the washi tape anymore, although when you buy the manual pens it does come with a roll of washi tape and some foils in it, and we're going to be using those foils today. So I'm going to pull out some of that, and you can get a gazillion different colors of foils and everything. We'll add some links for you if you want to go check out those things, but it's nice that it just comes with those starter items, and it also comes with these magnets. This mat you can use in your cutting machine. Only for the foil quill, don't cut on it, you'll put big scrapes in it, but it works really well. It means we don't have to do all that washi tape and things that we were doing before. So I'm going to take just a piece of regular navy cardstock. It does tell you in the instructions how to do this if you want to. I'm just going to pop it down with one magnet to start with, and then I'm going to start my foil, just like this. Like so. I'm going to show you a little bit of a different way. If you're artistically challenged, maybe a little bit like I am, then this is a really great hack for you to be able to use these products without having to be artistic or have great handwriting or any of those things. So we're going to unwind our foil here, and you can reuse pieces of foil, even more so when you're doing it, of course, by hand than when you're doing it with the machine, because you can guide exactly where you're going to go. I'm going to make sure my magnets are inside of my cardstock so I know where they are. And then I'm just popping them down. You see how easy this is compared to the washi tape technique we did before. And then I'm going to grab a stamp, and I'm going to use this particular one, which is from our December Hedgehog Hollow Box. So this is ones that I designed. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just stamp out an image for you. And I'm going to be using an archival ink for this. So you can use something that's going to work on non-porous surfaces. If you like stays on, you can go with that. But for me, I really like the archival inks from Ranger, so I'm going to be using those. And I'm just going to, and this is really just a demo to show you what you can do. So I'm going to just stamp these down. Be a little bit careful because they will start to slip on you. You saw mine slip a little bit. So firm hand, or of course you could pre-stamp using your MISTI if you wanted to. Now I've already heated up my foil quill. I've just got it plugged into a USB underneath my desk. And you want to heat it up for about 5 minutes. This is the medium tip. There is a fine tip, a bold tip, and there's a calligraphy tip. So you can get tons of different tips, and there's new ones coming out, and we'll have videos on those as well. But I wanted to cover these ones off first of all. And then it is really, really simple. The piece of cardboard, I should mention, comes in the packaging, and I just really like the stability it adds, and it means I can turn it around, but you don't have to use that if you don't want to. And then all you're going to do is trace over your stamp. Like so. So this means that rather than having embossing powder and things, you could do this and then foil it. You can use different tips, you could add texture, you could do colouring with different foils. There's all sorts of different things you can do. I'm going to add these little swirls underneath. And then I'm going to do the same with this one. Now if you wait, of course, for your ink to be dry, you won't smudge it. And if you're a righty, you won't smudge it either. But there's some swirls under there. And then you can lift this off like so. And there you are. Everything I just drew with my stamp is now embossed. Actually, you know, it's actually in the cardstock and it's fully embossed. So it's not raised like you would expect with embossing powder. It's actually just there like that. And of course you can see exactly what you're doing because it comes out on the top there. But another option I wanted to show you to stretch your supplies even further was I'm going to take another piece of foil. Now that big's good. And you can trim it with scissors, cut it with a guillotine. As I say, it comes in big sheets, small sheets, you can get samplers, you know, whatever works best for you. Because I know that sometimes when I'm trying things out, I won't buy a full thing. I'll just buy a sample and then, you know, see how I get on. So I'm going to pop this down. And I'm going to grab a stencil. And what I was thinking was it's great, you can either trace your stencils or you can do special things. So this is one of my stencils. Again, this comes out that December box, and it's a 2-piece stencil. And you can choose which piece you want to use or both pieces, but it's a super cool stencil. I'm going to show you how I envision that this would work really, really well. So again, I'm just popping everything down, making sure there's a little bit of tension under my foil too. So just pull that up. It down, put this one down, and I'm doing this on some Nina Craft cardstock. Pop that down, and then I'm going to take my foil quill again. Of course, it's left or right-handed because it's contoured just like a pen, and I'm just going to trace the edge of my stencil. And as I say, you've got different nibs. So if you have a really fine stencil, we had a stencil back in November that was all circles, and it works really well with the fine pen. So it's nice that you can get a 3-pack or you can buy them individually. As I say, I bought these, so these are my own money that I paid for these with. I'm going to go down. I'm trying to do a super quick outline. I probably would take more time if I was doing this for a project, but I wanted to show you because there's lots of two-part stencils out there. So you could do it with different foils, you could colour in with the foil, you could use the calligraphy tip, lots of different options. But I really like this mat to work on too. Holding some of the finer details in place. Pixie spray, of course, would work great too. And this is heat activated, not pressure activated foil. So you can go outside the lines with pressure and it's okay. And I made a few mistakes, but it's okay. I'm nearly there. It's just like so. Okay, so I have a pretty good outline there, and then I can reuse this piece of foil. You know, I've got all of this foil left, but look, I have my whole foil outline on here. And the way this stencil works is you can then put this over the top. So you could now ink, or you could foil in a different color, and you would have this pattern within a beautiful foil quilled outline, which I think would look absolutely gorgeous. Or as I say, you could foil quill all these different outlines as well. So I really, really like the Freestyle machines. I think I can use my stamps, my stencils. If you're a great freehand drawer, go for it. If you love to do calligraphy and brush lettering, you've got tips for that as well. As I say, there are some other tips coming out, not with the foil side of it. They do completely different things. We'll have reviews of those going on the channel very soon. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Otherwise, we'll add links down there for you too. Plus, we do have some of the December boxes left, so I'll add those links in the bottom for you too. Don't forget to hit subscribe, ring the bell, and all of those fun things, because every day we have a tip, trick, tutorial, or maybe something a little bit different. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Happy crafting, everyone. Bye.